Hello, friends and neighbors. Swaggin' Man Piper 1926 here on a semi decent Monday evening, smoking my Savinelli Onda or Ona, maybe ONO with a accent mark over that letter and then an A. Let's see if it'll come through or not. Of course not. I ain't gonna show you. Y'all just have to take my word for it. This is what I always refer to as my first big boy pipe or my first, I guess, European pipe. First Savinelli I ever bought. Before this, it was just had Dr. Gravo, I think a Cobb and a No Name, something like that. not that means anything. This is, I spent a good amount of money on it, which was everything else had been like $30 and below. So this is one I spent over a little. What was it? 110, I think it was for the time. Regardless. And in it, by the way, is Samuel Gowa's Balkan Flake. I cracked another 10 of it and put it in the jar. It's got some age on it in the tin, but put some, in the jar. Hopefully it'll gradually dry out a little bit. It'd be nice. But, it is what it is. How are y'all doing today? Y'all have a pretty good day? I sure hope you did. My day was a typical Monday. Here, there, and yon. The Mondays are just crappy. Like any job, but always seems like you get hit with a lot on Monday. Or it seems like I get hit with a lot on Monday. Anyway. Had a pretty plain fourth, I guess you'd say. Wasn't bad. Is nice. Didn't really get out and do a whole lot. We did it, however, me and Russell went over to my cousin's and had kind of a family gathering there. Let off fireworks and the kids made s'mores, and now that I think about it, I don't think he finished one of them, but I ended up eating two. That first one he gave me was a mess. Yeah, well. But, I had a good time. Puppies are over there quarreling if you can hear them. But first time him throwing around the equivalent of firecrackers. So he would hold it and they'd light it for him and he'd chuck it, and most of the time it was unintentionally towards somebody. So the boy just has to learn how to pay attention before he hurts somebody. But had a good time nonetheless. No one got hurt. But I heard this joke here last week, and I'd like to tell it to y'all. It's a joke that I'd love to have been able to tell my dad or my grandpa, because they would have probably laughed really hard at it. But there's this farmer, and he's got just an old nagging wife. Won't leave him alone. Just aggravate pee water out of him. And the only time he can catch a break is he go out and plow. One day he's out there plowing, and it's getting around lunchtime, and here she come with some food. So he parked his mule over in the shade, unhooked it, and let it get a little bit of a break. And he's there sitting on a rock eating his sandwich. Well, then she cuts in on him, just carrying on and carrying on. And that mule's ears shot up and then drawled back, and he gave a big jump kick and kicked the man's wife and killed her, graveyard dead. Well, a few days later, at the funeral, preacher give a sermon, and he was just kind of watching the man afterwards interact with the people. And every time a lady would walk up to him and then she'd say something to him, he'd nod his head like this. And anytime a man would walk up to him, man would say something to him, and he'd shake his head like this. And the preacher noticed that he did that for every woman and every man that would approach him. So finally, preacher approached him and said, "What's the deal? You agree with every woman and you disagree with every man." Old farmer looked at him and said, "Preacher, every woman that's come up here, they come up to me and they say how nice my wife looks and how nice she was, and I shake my head in agreement. Every time a man comes up here, they just want to know if the mule's for sale." Hopefully, folks, that'll lighten your day a little bit. You all take care of yourselves. And remember, kindness costs us nothing.